Hello everybody, Meister here, and today I'm here to talk about a good concept for a new PvP loadout for Crucible when Beyond Light comes out. So the loadout I decided to try, and what you'll see me using in the background, is Sturm, Truthteller, and Transversive steps. The reason why I decided to try this loadout was because, first off, in concept it sounds good, but in practice it needs to be obviously seen how well it works. And I was told that 110 RPM hand cannons will be getting a massive buff. So I decided to try out Sturm as my 110 RPM hand cannon while using Truthteller because I was told that Truthteller would be becoming the new mountaintop of PvP. Now, do be known that I never used mountaintop in PvP. I was never good with it, so yeah, I'm just using Truthteller as like just a different means to fuck around, but I enjoyed it actually, so yes. But on to the actual discussion. The primary reason why I chose Sturm is because its stats are the best stats for any 110 RPM hand cannon. Its stability is phenomenal, and it surpasses, I would say, every 110 RPM hand cannon's stability. Its range is great, and if you have the masterwork for it, it's even better. Its recoil pattern is much more linear, so whenever you're firing it, it fires much more into a straight line than to where most 110 RPM hand cannons fire more to the right. Well, their recoil is more to the right, which is extremely beneficial. So I would say it's like a, I'd say it's like a 180. It has the recoil of a 180, just with a higher verticality. I would describe it as, well, not forgotten, just with a slower fire rate. It's a triple tap to the head at a decent, at a great range. It hits 91 for each critical hit. I would also describe it as a high impact frame pulse rifle like Cold Denial or Redrick's Broadsword. In that when you stop hitting maximum crit damage, its damage fall off becomes much more noticeable much more quickly. And it's not horrible when it comes to that, because it already has a great amount of range for any hand cannon, but it's still just noticeable. Its reload speed is absolute dog shit. it has an extremely slow reload speed. I would describe it as 2.5 seconds for you to be able to fire it again after reloading, which is a lot. Like, I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot. It's when you end its animation, if you're to fully cycle through its animation for reloading, that's 3 seconds. So whenever you're reloading it and it says you can actually fire it again, or the magazine's full, I would say that's around 2.5 seconds. Its movement speed, I would say you feel much slower with it than a regular weapon. I'd say it's slower than using an adaptive frame weapon, where it just feels like you're slower. And its exotic perk is phenomenal, to where it reloads your energy weapon whenever you get a kill with the gun, which is just amazing. Like, it helps out immeasurably when it comes to a lot of things. I more use Truthteller just to, really have fun. Like, I've never really used grenade launchers in PvP, so I was more just wanting to have some fun and mess around with it. But I would recommend a longer range weapon, because since Sturm has, mid to mid-long range, it doesn't hit as far as you really want it to. Like, if you were to use this with an SMG, you'd be screwed. more of when it comes to long range. So I'd recommend a sniper rifle or something with that. But from when I was using Truthteller, I would say that a good role with Truthteller is, well, auto-loading holster and spike grenades, with a quick access sling as its mod. The reason why I'd recommend that is because even though Sturm's ability, like exotic perk Accomplice, exists, and reloads your gun after you kill something with Sturm, there are points when you kill somebody and don't have any ammo in your gun, and, well, in Truthteller, and then you pick up the special ammo that the corpse drops, but there's nobody around, and instead of just, like, swapping to it and reloading it, it'll just reload itself, which is nice. And, well, spike grenades, because, you want an explosion. You want an actual, area of effect, and not just like a concussive grenade or some stupid shit like that. And I would say if you aren't used to using, like, secondary grenade launchers, I'd recommend you use Fighting Lion and practice with that for a while. I wouldn't recommend PvP. I'd recommend PvE so you can get used to its, drop and everything like that, and the ricochet itself, and yeah. So I would definitely recommend you practice with that first before anything else. Now, the reason why I chose Transversive Steps as my exotic is because since Sturm has such a slow reload speed, it definitely helps a lot. Is it an essential one to where you definitely need it? I would say no. It helps a lot, but other than that, I wouldn't say you need it. So it's more of you do you, whatever you want. You might be able to swap it out to where you have a perk that makes it like a mod armor, that makes it to where you reload faster with hand cannons, but I'd still recommend using Transversive Steps. I would highly recommend this loadout, and when Beyond Light comes out, I would say that this would be one that I would probably use. If you enjoyed my video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of my videos, check them out. They're pretty weird, so, but yeah. Hope you had fun watching, and yeah.